My Lord, with respect, my Lord,
Dr. John, can we have a formulation? What is the first point?
first point is, my Lord, whether the decision in E.V. Chinnaiya is correctly decided or not. My contention is that it is correctly decided, my Lord. And to supplement this, my Lord, I have supplementary issues, my Lord. Whether there could be any political factors in the identification or in the case of provision or not, my Lord. To my understanding, my Lord, there cannot be any political factor, my Lord. And then the third is, my Lord, whether the scheduled caste are caste or classes, my Lord. So this is well settled, even in Indra Sani, my Lord, that scheduled caste are not caste, they are classes, my Lord. And the class is always a homogeneous class. You cannot bifurcate it. If you are bifurcating it, then it will be an arbitrary exercise, and it will hit by the provisions of Article 14, my Lord.
Just 1 second. And bifurcation will violate Article 14. Yes. Right. Then 3.
Whether the list of scheduled castes prepared by the President in terms of Article 341 of the Constitution of India could be tinkered by the state by enacting a provision under Article 15 and 16 of the Constitution or not, my Lord. That is the.
You will just reframe your proposition that the state cannot tinker.
Yes, my Lord.
With the list of scheduled castes.
Because once the, and as Mr. Sarup
notified by the President, notified by the President.
The caste, once it is added to entry, my Lord. The entry is added to the list, my Lord.
State cannot.
Thereafter, state, even the center cannot do it. Only Parliament can do it, my Lord.
You are absolutely correct on that. Now, what's the next point?
Then next point is, my Lord, what is the connecting thread of all these castes, my Lord? That is very important, my Lord. Nobody has answered that. The connecting thread is, my Lord, untouchability. For backward classes, the social and backwardness is the only criteria.
1 second. Just 1 second. The connecting thread, we'll say for the notified caste.
Yes, my Lord.
Is
untouchability, my Lord. And which is abolished by Article 17, my Lord.
Is say into brackets prohibited by Article 17. Right. Then
my last point is, my Lord, that whether the caste-based reservation is permissible.
We'll say caste-based reservation is not permissible.
Yes, my Lord. So, if yes, whether such action is contrary to state of Madras versus Champakam Durai Rajan, my Lord.
Yes.
So, to make good this, my Lord, I want to go to the Constituent Assembly debates, my Lord, which is in volume 2B and pages 1 to 4.
2B page 1 page.
Page 1 to 4, my Lord, and the first page it starts, my Lord.
Go to it right away. Page 2. आगे जाइए थोड़ा सा. ये बगल मुझे एक अच्छा लगता है.
My Lord, the Constituent Assembly has debated Article 300A and 300B, my Lord, on 17th of September 1949, my Lord.
PDF page 4.
Volume 2. Volume 4, my Lord. I'm sorry, my Lord.
Volume 4. Argument is, Mr.
No, I thought the earlier one, that is my submission, my Lord, at 2B is my submission.
So page 2 contains the Constitution Assembly of India debates.
It is there in the submission also, my Lord.
Yes.
My Lord, may come to page 2, my Lord.
Yes.
The object, after the articles, my Lord, the object of these articles, this is Dr. Ambedkar's statement before the Constituent Assembly, my Lord. The object of these two articles, as I stated, was to eliminate the necessity of burdening the Constitution with long list of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. It is now proposed that the President...
Actually, see the last sentence, the object, that is the most important part.
Yes.
Very celebrated statement of
Yes,
Dr.
yes,
Ambedkar.
yes, ma'am.
The object is to eliminate any kind of political factor having a play in the matter of the disturbance in the schedule so published by the President. That's why you are saying that you can't tinker. Once it is notified, Dr. Ambedkar said you can't tinker with it, then it's only the power of Parliament.
Yes, my Lord. Once the list is prepared, my Lord, and the entry is added to the list, Thereafter, whatever treatment is to be given.
Has to be by parliament only.
No, my lord, parliament can do it, that is different thing. But state has to treat every person who is forming part of that list
Similarly.
similarly. If they are treating them differently, that will be unconstitutional, my lord.
Fair enough.
An
That's
arbitrary exercise, my lord.
Fair enough.
So, my lord, if we see Chinnaya has cited, my lord, this.
Chinaya cites this speech of Dr. Ambedkar.
Yes, my lord.
That's, we have seen that.
Yes, my lord. And this Mandal, my lord, the meaning of class and caste was, then I come to the next point, my lord, whether they are class or caste, my lord.
Yes.
So, in para 49, my lord,
Of
Mandal, my lord. This is volume,
Indrasani.
this is volume 5, my lord. And pages, my lord, 192, 745, my lord. And this is at page 350, my lord.
PDF.
Yes, my lord, 350.
Para.
This is para 49, my lord. And it is there in submission also, my lord.
No problem. We just look at quickly. We look at that.
Meaning of class and caste.
Para.
Para 49, my lord.
PDF 354.
39 is
SCC page number is 377, my lord. 350 is the bold page number, my lord. Article 15, Article 15.4, 16.4 and Article 341 do not speak of caste, but only class. The learned counsel, particularly those appearing for anti-reservationists, have stressed that if the makers of the constitution had really intended to take caste or caste as conveying the meaning of socially and educationally backward class, they would have incorporated the said word as caste or caste, my lord. In Article 15.4 and Article 340, Clause 1, as socially and educationally backward caste or caste, my lord. This was suggested by Justice Pandian that this should have been the frame of that provision, my lord.
Mr. Chair, Dr. Chauhan, go to para 64.
Yes, my lord. The word caste is not used in the constitution as indicative of any selection of people or community except in relation to scheduled caste, which is defined in Article 366, Clause 24. However, the word caste in Article 15.2, 16.2 and 29.2 does not include scheduled caste, but it refers to a caste within the ordinary meaning of caste, my lord. Then the word scheduled caste came into being only after notification of President under Article 341, as Mr. Swaroop has contended, my lord. It would be appropriate in this connection to recall the observation of Justice Fazal Ali, my lord. These Mr. Swaroop has read, my lord. Then Justice Matthews, I may read para 65, my lord. In his separate judgment in Thomas, expressed that it is virtue of the it is by virtue of the notification of the President that scheduled caste came into being. Reference also may be made to the observation of Justice Krishna Iyer in Akhil Bharat Shoshit Karmachari Sangh vs. Union of India, where he has said criminological similarities are an illusory guide and we cannot go by verbal verisimilitude. It is very doubtful whether the expression caste will apply to scheduled caste. At any rate, scheduled castes are identified by their tribal denomination. A tribe cannot be equated with a caste. As stated earlier, there are sufficient indication in the constitution to suggest that the scheduled castes are not mere
Dr.
caste.
Chauhan,
Yes,
just read para 82. I think, after citing all the cases, just see how they summarize their discussion. You can actually see para 81 first. Though there is tremendous...
PDF page 361.
So, there is a tremendous ambivalence in a host of judgments rendered by this court. Not even a single judgment has held that class has no relevance to caste at all whenever caste system is prevalent, my lord. to this, my lord, my respectful submission is this, my lord. For formulation of that list, you can have a caste, my lord. And the caste is a class for the purpose of entering into that list, my lord. Once that class, that
Actually,
caste.
there is a little bit of a confusion here.
Yes, yes, madam.
What they are saying is not that a caste can never be a class.
Yes, ma'am.
What they are saying is, you can't treat a caste as a class unless it satisfies the parameters of social and economic backwardness.
Yes, madam.
In other words, if a caste satisfies the requirement of social and economic backwardness,
Yes, madam.
then it becomes a class.
Yes, madam.
Take any forward community.
Yes, madam.
We'll not name the community.
Yes, madam.
That community, can that be a class, a backward class for the purpose of 16.4? No. Why? Because it does not fulfill the parameters of backwardness. So if you see now, just read this a little carefully.
From President.
Para 82.
82.
Yes, ma'am. Collating the aforesaid views.
Nevertheless, it may be stated that caste neither can be the sole criterion, nor can it be equated with class for the purpose of Article 16.4 for ascertaining the social and educational backwardness of any section or group of people, so as to bring them within the wider connotation of backward class. Nevertheless, caste in Hindu society becomes a dominant factor or primary criterion in determining the backwardness of a class of citizens. Unless, now this is very important.
Yes, madam.
Unless caste satisfies the primary test of social backwardness as well as the educational and economic backwardness, which are the established, accepted criteria to identify backward class, a caste per se, without satisfying the agreed formulae generally, cannot fall within the meaning of backward class of citizens under Article 16.4, save in given exceptional circumstances, such as a caste itself being identifiable with the traditional occupation of the lower strata, indicating the social backwardness.
Yes, madam.
Now, if we apply this test
Yes, madam.
to the Balmikis
Yes,
and to the Mazhabi Sikhs,
Yes, madam.
they clearly form a class. Because what our court is trying to say in this para, it's not a general assertion that, look, a caste can never be a class. They say, before you can come to the conclusion that a caste is a class, that caste must satisfy the yardsticks of backwardness, whether it is social, educational, or other types of backwardness.
There is a common.
In this case, it is no one's case that they don't satisfy the indicia of backwardness.
Yes, madam.
In fact, your case is like them, you also satisfy the indicia.
Yes, madam.
So the fact we are dealing today, everybody who is before us
Yes, madam.
satisfies the required, that indicia of backwardness.
Yes, madam.
Because this is a battle between the backward and the backward. It's
Yes.
not a battle between the backward and the
Yes,
forward
yes,
in this
yes,
case.
Yes, madam.
So all of you satisfy the requirement. That's why you're all inserted in the presidential list in the
Yes,
first
yes,
place.
madam.